nominations today, unless you put in a piece of paper prior to this meeting saying that you will accept a nomination. If you're not here and you get nominated, your nomination doesn't count. You had to put in a prior notification saying that I will accept a nomination today due to my absence. Anybody nominating somebody else has to be here, obviously. Anybody that wants to be on a committee, the election committee, cannot be running for office. So if you're going to be on the election committee, you cannot run for office. And I have one person so far from the Secretary of State that volunteered, and I haven't had anybody else. So, Calvin, if you're interested, after this meeting is over, I need you, all the people that are interested to be on the election committee, please see me after this meeting is over. Richard will be here temporarily. I don't know if we're starting the nomination first. But he's running just a little bit. There he is. I think we have to take, first off, since Richard's here, I think we have to take roll call for the officers and the board members.
Rich Murray.
Here.
Mike Logan. Here. Cindy Stewart. Here. May Adams is here. Wayne Crawford. Here. Dennis Woodson. Lynn Cornegay. Miracle Long is excused. Will the stewards now stand to be recognized?
Nick Harrison, FOD. Jen Key, Student Life. Paul Willis, Medical Center. Tony Brown, Medical Center.
Stephanie Johnson, Medical Center. Oh, I'm sorry. Crystal here, it's me life.
Thank you. Give me about 10 seconds to confirm with Richard. We're going to start with nominations of the Treasury report. Report from the Secretary. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none. Richard Murray is the other nomination. The next nomination is for Vice President, overall Vice President. Wayne.
I nominate Kevin Key.
Kevin Key. Do you accept the nomination? No. Are there any more nominations? Are there any more nominations? Are there any more nominations? Hearing none, Kevin Key. Next nomination for the Secretary of State Vice President.
Chair, I nominate Paula Bill.
Are there any more nominations? Are there any more nominations? Third time. Are there any more nominations? Hearing none, that nominations for Secretary of State, Vice President are closed. The Treasurer.
Nominate Cynthia Stewart.
Are there any more nominations?
I nominate May Adams.
Are there any more nominations? Are there any more nominations? Nominations for Treasurer are closed. Nominations for Secretary.
I nominate May Adams.
Are there any more nominations? Are there any more nominations? Are there any more nominations? Now we have nominations for the board, executive board.
I nominate Tony Brown. Nick Harrison. Nick Harrison.
Nick Harris. I'm Rick from Long. America's not here, but she does have an acceptance paper that she filled out prior. Wayne Crawford, nominate myself. Wayne Crawford.
I second it.
Richard Gray.
I nominate Crystal Harris.
Who? Crystal Harris.
You think Crystal with a C or K? C.
Are there any more nominations? Wayne Crawford. I nominate Lynn Cornegay.
We don't have an exception from them.
Lynn's not here, we don't have any exceptions. Are there any other nominations?
Dennis Woodson.
Dennis Woods. Are there any other nominations? going to go back down the list now, probably what I should have did earlier. Richard Murray, do you accept your nomination? Richard Murray, do you accept your nomination? Kevin Key, do you accept your nomination?
Yeah.
Paula Still,
You want a deal?
Deal.
Yeah.
do you accept your nomination? Cynthia Stewart, do you accept your nomination? May Adams, do you accept your nomination?
Yeah.
Board member Tony Brenner, or not board member yet, but nominee, do you accept your nomination?
Yes.
Nick Harris? Rick, we did accept. Wayne Crawford? Yes. Dennis Woodson? Yes. Crystal Harris?
Yes.
Since we don't have anybody opposing any of the nominees, I need a motion from the floor to elect by acclamation.
Michael, does that mean you're going to have 6 board members instead of 4?
Richard will have to appoint, or whoever's president will have to appoint 2.
I see.
Second?
You got it.
Oh, I'll make a motion that we accept the nomination by acclamation. I need a second for that.
I second.
All in favor of election by acclamation? Everybody say aye. Aye. All against, same sign. It is accepted. I'm going to turn the gavel over to Richard Murray. Thank you very much.
We will go to normal order of business.
For your review, please get a copy and review them. Thank you.
I'll give opportunity for that to occur.
Also get a copy of the treasurer's report. It is also back there on the back table.
Excuse me, those that haven't got copies, because there's more about information too, in case you need it. You got your copy of the minutes I got right here? Hey, man. How you doing? How you feeling?
makes a difference in life, man.
Everyone have a copy of the report of the minutes for last week. Are there questions? Are there any questions, concerns, comments? Dave left.
I'm concerned that the classification issue is still outstanding. Because the short answer is to organize the managers.
Is that in the minutes?
Yes.
What does it say? I'm sorry.
Oh, it says in the minutes, classification issue is still outstanding. The short answer is to organize the managers.
That's what you said.
I don't, is that not what you remember?
Well,
Because honestly, I don't remember. It says the direct quote. Secretary says the direct quote. I'm just asking you.
Well, I spoke at the meeting that was not an accurate statement of grievance, and I took the trouble to read the one-sentence grievance that we came up with as a group, hoping that would get the notice. So if I wasn't communicating the last meeting, I probably won't be able to communicate this meeting. But could we get the statement of grievance actually written in the next 7 minutes? So people know what it's about. It's an important issue.
I don't see a problem.
Okay, thank you.
The actual statement. So what we'll do is just get the grievance, see what the actual statement was. I don't remember that the answer is, the short answer is the supervisor. But it should say more than that. It should say more than that. I agree with that. So noted. Now, you should have a copy of the treasury. Do we have any other questions, concerns, comments regarding the minutes? Again, hearing none, I need a motion from the floor to pass the minutes as they have been presented to you. Do I have such a motion? Tony Brown. Is there a second? Don Driscoll. All in favor of said motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Passed. Now, do you have the treasury report before you?
Everybody got the treasurer's report?
Questions, comments, concerns? Again, questions, comments, concerns regarding the treasury report. The third time. Hearing none, I need a motion from the floor to accept as it's been given. Do I have such a motion? Wayne Crawford, is there a second? Homer Mutton. All in favor said motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion is passed.
Good morning. My name is Cynthia Stewart with the church. I have sign-up sheets for one new toy and for a food application for you and family in need. This will be yourself or your family member. And I have a request for a $1,000 donation. This will be for the food application. And for the toy, I have a request for $1,000. This will be for yourself or your family member. And I have a request for $1,000 donation. This will be for the food application. And for the toy, I have a request for $1,000. This will be for yourself or your family member. And I have a request for $1,000 donation. This will be for the food application. And for the toy, I have a request for $1,000 donation. This will be for yourself or your family member. And I have a request for $1,000 donation. This will be for the food application. And for the toy, I have a request for $1,000 donation. This will be for yourself or your family member. And I have a request for $1,000 donation. This will be for the food application. And for the toy, I have a request for $1,000 donation. This will be for yourself or your family member. And I have a request for $1,000 donation. This will be for the food application. And for The applications are in the back on the table. The applications must be in by November the 18th. The pickup address will be at St. Stephen's Community House on Saturday, December the 17th. Pickup time is 1 to 4, and you will be assigned a pickup time. If you know of anybody, or if you yourself need food or items or toys, then please feel free. We all want to leave from time to time. Please feel free to pick up an application to get it in before the 18th of November. Also, they need volunteers to help out for the one toy, which they give out toys to the kids. The dates for December 16th, 17th, and 18th at 9 o'clock. I have a sign-up sheet that we will pass around if you'd like to sign up for that. Also today, getting so close to the election, we're going to have ask people to volunteer today at the Ohio FL-CIO 395 East Broad Street to either do canvassing, walking door to door, and there may be some phone banking also to encourage people to vote no on issue 2. If you have any questions, if you'd like to volunteer, please let us know after the meeting. Rich will be here for
Yeah, let them know that also we're doing phone banking Sunday and Tuesday as far as election too as well. We're going to be doing phone banking tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Steve Richard on Lolita.
I just asked, did you say Monday, Wayne?
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
All right, thank you.
Well, it's been a particularly long kind of stall. Our attorney and the university, I'm going to call them management, the university labor relations people, are moving to a place where we will go for certification of certain titles to be added to the unit. Those certifications, classifications are information associate and supply coordinators, one in the hospital, one on in the stores and receipts. So that will only really satisfy half of our grievance, as you'll see in the minutes from the next report. Our grievance talks about management doing bargaining unit work. And go ahead.
I wish I would have brought the grievance to read it, so it's anyone not in the unit.
Anyone
not in a bargaining.
Any non-bargaining unit person doing bargaining rights. So part of the scale of it was that we had information associates doing the work of sourcing. But the grievance talks about management as well. And we're moving toward doing a recertification or addendum to the bargaining unit. So those titles should come in if we get this thing resolved. And it has to be either singular or both entities do it. There is movement on both entities doing it as a joint movement, so that we bring those members into the bargaining group. Still working on that. Secondly, we have had a couple meetings with people in transportation departments, as you might surmise, regarding at least the sale of departments. There's no one that works, including the director of the department, that wants that to occur. It no one, union or non-union, that wants that to occur works there. However, you have the fiscal operator, fiscal chair, Jeff Chapman, who very much wants that to work and to have that. So it's $375 million up front. You can imagine the effort that would be put into getting that $375 million up front. We call it the new Green Initiative. Now normally, Green Initiative is talking about recycling, less waste. This Green Initiative is for cash up front. And it's green and it's green.
Correct.
And those things are always, a mixed salad that gives working people a certain kind of indigestion. So we have pitched in with Jobs for Justice. We pitched in with Occupy. And we're going to have more energy pitched in on sort of pinching down that kind of initiative. It won't stop there. It's really been probably at least when you saw the building of the shot machine system. That was probably the first giant step. They had an initiative to talk about renaming the shoe. That would have been the second giant leap. The shoe, I guess, is too traditional. Shot machine was new. So there's a corporatization afoot. We have to kind of cripple. So we're going to, because of our size of people that care, student groups are getting activated on it now. We have to put our punch in the fight. But it is very, very prevalent, this kind of money above everything. And in all of history, it's been said that to do private profit, to try to mix it with public good, does not match. It never will. Corporation will always pick profit over you, over your family, over your job. It will always happen. So we have to fight it. We don't really have a choice but to fight it. And it's uniting those people and being very involved in every aspect of that as far as trying to fight that, push it back. One of the things that is occurring internally is that the bidders are finding out every day the things that they don't want to do. That parking situation is a very intricate thing. It doesn't stop with, you just pay money. There's the enforcement, which, most of us don't like. There's enforcement. There's who gets what kind of parking pass. There's the hours of parking. It's where you park. They said that who gets what kind of parking pass. There's tickets. There's the sales staff. That's a bit much. They didn't plan on all of that. And so about every month there's a new part of the function that they really don't want to do. Somehow the money doesn't work the way out. There's maintenance of the garages and search lots and those types of things. So it starts to get a little sort of game in maybe we don't want to do this. But you got to figure if any entity wants to give $500 million, then they plan to see profit. They plan to see profit on everybody that works there, everybody that visits there, everybody that drives through there, which doesn't include students, which doesn't exclude students, doesn't exclude staff, and it doesn't exclude faculty. Now that faculty has become aware, we will have sort of a unified pushback instead of what I hear about. Yes, Mr. White.
I just want to ask a couple of questions here. First of all, who wants to buy it? Who wants to take over? I heard somebody said Chase that wanted to go with this. Chase wants to take this over. Am I correct?
I believe Chase is a bidder.
Okay.
And the guy that was pushing it used to work for Chase.
Okay. Let me say this here. Anybody know Common Central Bank is one of the most greediest places in the world that you can come across. Now theoretically, what's going to happen here, and they may even at a low end for a couple of years, but before it's all over with, all of us are going to be paying maybe $100,000 a month if those people take it over. Because banks, with this bailout that Obama gave, these banks are time a bank, the organization is sitting up on $2.5 billion, don't want to give no loans out, and snatching people's houses and all that. That ought to tell you something.
Yeah,
Bottom line.
I think you're absolutely right. We have to be wary of that. They're looking for volunteers today at AFL-CIO for phone banking and phone canvassing. And they wanted me to tell you that. And let me tell you, they look at I might do some of that. It's $3.95 East Broad. $3.95 East Broad. So you have the time or temerity to do something. I want to put that out. Lots and lots of them have done lots and lots of things. Starting with Senate Bill 5, and starting with petitions, and gathering petitions and marches and parades, and you know, we grew up tired of it. But they claim, which I don't really believe is true, this is the last push. And the reason I don't believe it's true is because Governor Casey is still in office. And so this may be the last push on this issue, but it's not the last push on the issue of the government saying that you, government workers, make too much, don't work enough, and have too many benefits.
That's it, Wall Street government.
It won't be done, which Governor Casey is or was, or with. It won't be done until you replace those legislators and the governor with people that don't think like that. So they will be coming and coming and coming. The 4-year term is only about 2 years in. We would be very weary. We will be very weary because it's a constant fight. And it has effect on our negotiations for our contracts for all of our unions because they've been given a blueprint. Now the blueprint is everything that's in this bill, and maybe more, to constrict it. It's a blueprint. So our sort of pushback has to be, forgetting issue 2, it has to be a blueprint that sort of subscribes to Mission 1. And Mission 1 is more than contract negotiations. Mission 1 is a push about a way of life. And you got to fight. And you might lose, but you got to fight. I don't think anybody wants anybody, cousin, brother, son, or daughter, to have the impression that you just sat down on that issue and you just let them run it. And when they start to talk about college tuition, and I can't get a job, and the job won't pay, and why does it seem like there's only 2 strata to society? We got everything, you ain't got nothing. I don't think any of us want to go down in history as we sat around and let that happen. So I encourage you that it is not over, even if this thing goes our way. And I encourage you to summon up the energy, the strength, the temerity, the heart to do something to fight it. Do something to fight it. So,
yeah, my biggest worry is SB5 is defeated, that later on, Kasich will reintroduce parts of it, different legislation.
yep.
And that's what the union has to be very aware of, because he will do that.
That's a good point.
Well,
Good point.
I don't think that you should worry about that. I think that to worry about that is a bit, you know, it's a little...
Well, they can flip it in and...
well, I'm telling you, Tony, I don't think you should worry about that. That is going to happen.
Right.
It's not, it should be a worry. It should be a fact in your mind, in your heart, that that is going to happen.
Well, I don't want to wake up...
Well, I'm saying, don't worry. Work. You know what I mean? Don't worry, work, because it's going to happen. So no sense to carry it with you. Don't carry that worry with you. Carry the fight. Be committed to fight, because it's going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen. No question. If it doesn't happen, I'll go ahead and shake the rest of my hair off my head. But I'm telling you, it is going to happen. It is absolutely going to happen. And that's why I'm saying there's no such thing as a last push.
We're going to do everything we can.
Absolutely. Yes.
if you have children or grandchildren and concerned about their future, because here's what Gordon Lee did less than a week ago. Now, you can act all the question you want. He sold, market services sold. It's a done deal. It's sold. They put the money in an account and sold those bonds to investors. Those bonds sold in less than a week. And the university made $200 million on the sale of the bonds. Then the business lined up. Now it's a done deal. However you feel about business, this is a fact. Money will always trump a disorganized people. Now if you're apathetic, you don't want to care, you don't want to volunteer, you don't want to do nothing, then nothing is what you're going to get, people, because he's coming after your job. Good point.
Wayne.
One thing I know is that for universities, the folks down at the State House, okay? Now, you know, this bill be defeated. You know, this battle ain't over yet. You know, I'm going to tell you, I got a brother that's a dialysis patient. My sister's a cancer survivor. The main thing these folks want to destroy is our jobs and our health care. I'm not fighting this for myself. I'm fighting for my brother and sister that stays up all night to teach for it. You know, they got to live and survive. Y'all got to live and survive. I'm going to tell y'all right now, ain't no sitting down. There's no sitting down in student life. Shouldn't be no sitting down here. You know what? They're going to come at it each and every way possible. I'm going to tell you, these appointees that's over these colleges and universities, including Jim Petro, was also one of these appointees when he ran at the time when he was Attorney General. So these guys right now, if you can fist clinching, you're going to know it, you're going to have to start coming out fighting.
Right. So what I've done is I've combined the president's report with extraneous comments. I don't know if we need a question and answer period, but I'm going to see what happens. I need that report, per se, approved by the body. Do I have such a motion to accept the report as given Tony testimony in fact? Is there a second to that motion? Hold him up and stop. All in favor says motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. The motion is passed. Questions and answers. Questions and answers. Dave Fletcher.
On the classification issue, turning it over to the attorneys and getting some new bargaining titles doesn't completely solve the problem connected with management. There'll be things we have to address in our contract about that. But I wanted to mention one thing they're doing with the information. Some of the job titles they're bringing aboard overlap with the existing job titles that are in the union. And the management has been able to cite the workforce that's loyal to them by leapfrogging them over existing people in the same duties. So low seniority people have now got jobs they feel they owe the management, and say the information associate title or the assistant manager title, where they're engaged in storekeeper one duties. So even if we bring these titles aboard as bargaining unit titles, management has nullified our seniority system, and the layoff problem is in there and in question. If there's to be a layoff, do the new hires, are the last hired, the first fired, or whatever the phrase is. If you've been there a while and you're doing the same work, you want to keep your job. It's not clear that will happen. But if assistant managers are doing your job or information associates are doing your job. So that's the devil in the details there.
There's more than that.
Oh, there's probably
that. There's more than that. I mean, what I said earlier was that that's just part of it. To have those titles aligned as union titles. That's the case. What we would be doing is sort of birthing an angry baby, right? And so then what happens is, you birth as an angry baby, the baby's mad at you, may have pulled at you coming out, I just don't want to be here, right? So then we have to service that angry baby, feed the angry, and all that time, they will probably serve to be generally a deficit instead of a unifying. So that's a detail that, of course, employers don't care about, really. And that means a risk that we have to take. Because those numbers then, they can turn into like just hell. I mean, it may be hell to some degree now, but the temperature shall rise when we bring in these people that don't want to be there at all. So that's one of those details that we have to handle as a union that nobody cares about but us. We would, of course, negotiate how we do seniority. In our contract, once again, our contract, there's really no negotiation to be done. The contract says there's only one sort of seniority. One sort of seniority. When you started, how long has it been? That's it. Having them to come in would mean they would have to be viable to them. But there would be negotiations about all those kinds of details that are there. And so when we even think about this route, you know, it's sort of laden with ambiguity. You know, because of course we're saying this is our work. This is our work. But, you know, it's almost a kidnapping to some degree. And so we would, you know, have to have a lot of effort to show the value of what they haven't been doing. And what they hadn't been doing is paying dues. So that's not easily done. And even considering that, I think that our stand is that it's our work. You know, it's about job protection structure. So there are a lot of details there. It's not simply done. And it may get rejected by the state. They may reject it. And it's the same way in the medical. Those supply coordinators work for the Department of Nursing. They won't be happy. The Department of Nursing won't be happy if that occurs. For the last 4 years, 3 to 4 years, you know, they're on straight out merit. And for the last 3 to 4 years, we've had dual grievance for miracles raised in that department. So they won't be happy about having to go to across-the-board raises. The department won't be happy. Some people may be happy. And so, you know, it's right with the problem. So no, it's not a simple. That's a long answer for a short question. I apologize.
That's a great answer. I had a couple more things I wanted to. We can approach in contract with all the negotiation you're talking about going on between the attorneys and Ohio State and the difficulties of classifications to beef up our Article 2 again to where we're not susceptible to state intervention in the agreements we make in our contracts with the university. Is there a chance that we could beef that up? And of course, we can sort of have our eye on that part of the puzzle and not be vulnerable like we were with this Senate Bill 5.
That's a good question. You know, in the past, that's Article 2 with the OSU contract. And every contract we hold to have that. It's enabling legislation. So that if the legislation changes, then some of the contents of the contract change. Now, for the first, maybe, or for the last 50 years, that has been a good thing. You know, it let things roll into the contract that the legislature did. It was a friendlier legislature. Now, it's not necessarily a good thing because you don't know what they're going to do to you. Right? We have to think about that. I mean, we have to think about that as a strategy to give us stability in all of our units because, you know, the way politics are, that thing can swing back and forth a little bit. So we have to think about that because I have no doubt, I just don't have any doubt, that left without some safeguard by law or something, they'll just try to gut. You know, that means we leave it to the good hearts and minds of those people that give us some of the supervisors we got. We have let those people make the same decision on, you know, whether your benefits are okay, whether these rules are right. You know, we have to think about it in a way that says, where It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of such motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion is passed.
Scattered as we are from fighting with John Kasich and the Senate Bill 5 issue, it takes energy, we've loosened our grip on some of the local issues. Hopefully not, everybody seems really alert every time I check or ask questions, and I appreciate the last answer I got. But another angry baby we're picking up in the course of things, nationally, at the district level, at the local level, is this Occupy presence, this 99% thing, that's going on. That's also an angry baby that we're picking up, and it needs to be fed. And a lot of these people, a lot of people associated with the Occupy movement in this street kind of militant thing are fed up. They haven't really got a clear beat on the issues, so probably most people in the country sympathize, but they haven't got the clear direction that the union might provide. And I just want to say that's a real reason to participate in the union now, to get people who are concerned about the issues to sign a union card, start coming to the meetings and participating. Because if we get more scattered in the face of what's being thrown at us, we'll be in trouble. And that's part of what's terrible about Kasich's plan, or why it doesn't end after we vote. He's coming after us. When the cities and municipalities run out of money, he's not going to talk about his own inability to manage the state of Ohio. He's going to talk about greedy union workers taking it from taxpayers and rallying the taxpayers to try to sit in on our negotiations. Shannon Woods, whoever the sponsor of SB 5 was saying, she said, I think Shannon Jones, she was saying, I think taxpayers should have a place at the table. Well, a lot of these taxpayers, if they got a place at the table, they wouldn't know about our classification issues. Absolutely correct. So we don't want angry people from Occupy, from taxpayers, from many other groups to lose the focus that the labor movement might bring. And that means our members,
we have a Facebook site. Now we have a YouTube channel that's devoted to our local. So we're still pushing it in all kind of ways. So I don't know if you're exactly right about you don't do Facebook, even though but we have a lot of issues in which to get information. So it's not singular to Facebook. We still have stewards and such to do those kind of communications, and hopefully that emboldens all of that. Because you can't mobilize without information. You just can't do that. So it's sort of a priority. It's like an 8-member team with officers involved in it and trying to get that out. So as aggressive as that language is, there's still a push to be done to make sure the communication is. So in other words, you're not closed out if you don't go on Facebook. I don't have a Facebook account myself. So maybe it's my ignorance for that. The second thing was Occupy. Engagement is what you do. They are generally younger. They are a generation that is coming. And what unions had done for a long time, I think Miracle and I spoke to them on the old, when they were Occupy old. And what I said to them was that for years and years and years, old people have told young people how to do their thing. Occupy is so organic and started that an old fat union guy like me would come in and say to them, you're not doing it right. You got to do this. You got to listen to this. That is not fertilizer for growth. That's putting like plant killer on. In order for it to have effect and to grow, you have to let control of it go. So our strategy at the local, I think nationally as well, is to engage with them, let them know the intricacy of our issues, such as classification. And if they take that on as one of their many and ancillary complaints and angers, then it's a plus for us. And it grows. And it grows organically. Because they don't want to be controlled. And we don't want to control it. Because this sort of fight of class, not just classification, of class, has to be attacked from everywhere. Just like it's kind of being attacked, an attack from us has come from everywhere. You remember, Dave, I know that you remember, not when they wrote Senate Bill 5. But long before Senate Bill 5 was in the legislature here in Ohio, or Wisconsin, that we were here on Saturday morning talking about an attack on public workers. Talking about there's an attack on public workers that goes as far as in TV shows. So we were ahead of that. You know, as far as it was on Saturday Night Live, attack on public workers. It was on Law and Order, attack on public workers.
Comedy Channel.
Comedy Channel, attack on, and you know, we were saying, hey, we have to get our people to know it's coming. And it won't have no color. It won't have no gender. What it'll have is Y-O-U in the crosshair. So our attempt really is to be ahead of it and informed. Can't constrict Occupy. Don't want to, you know, kind of join it necessarily, but want to engage. Because that's the next generation. As my knees creak and my prescription more glasses get stronger, I need somebody to come on. You know what I mean? And so this is, you know, a lot of people talk about control, but my personal thought about it is I don't want control. I want to expand. I want it to be so big that it can't be ignored. The other day somebody told me they've been occupying or, well, it's terrorism, something about the 1800s and something. And somebody took a horse-drawn cart to Wall Street, killed 53 people with explosions. So it's not new, but it dies and it rises. So, you know, you can either have, our Vice President Seth always says, you can have one or two things. You can either have size or control. You have one or the other. And his philosophy is you have size, impact. And we'll get it in there. But that's, you know, that's the Occupy. We're going to engage with everybody. We engage with Jobs with Justice. We engage with community groups. And we are talking about all kinds of things. You know, $1 billion project. I mean, it's everywhere. And so we try to get fellow organizations to join in. We're working with the NAACP. We're working with the ministerial level. You know, we're working with, what's the club? The Sierra Club. I mean, we're working with everybody to make an impact on how your life is lived, how your work life is going to be impacted. So it's full, all the way around. So I don't disagree with they need some guidance, but we just need more guidance.
I just want to make a quick announcement. I don't want to interrupt.
Go ahead.
But anybody got in cars parked by where Hungry Housing, by the meters is, you need to check the cars. You got the meter, ticket meter ready to put tickets on the cars right now. Those who got the cars parked there out there already.
Do it.
Get that taken care of.
Richard, I want to say there was another flyer went out last week that has to do with an election night party here at the hall starting at 7 o'clock. Deb from Jobs with Justice and Occupy is trying to get students here to watch as well. She's actually the one that is setting the thing up, and it would be a really good opportunity for union and students to get together and try to form a future thing.
Mike, is this over here?
Yes, 7 o'clock on Tuesday. Yeah, we'll have refreshments. The BYOB, we recommend soda pop for anybody driving.
Let me, what time? Oh, we're still in, go ahead, Tony, did you?
I was going to set a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, well I can't, I got to stop. We have a motion to adjourn, well, we have a motion to do the raffle and adjourn. And we'll do all raffles and adjourn. Is there a second? Okay. We'll put anybody's name you want. Fred. All the people that motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion is passed. Does everyone have some tickets? And there's an additional door prize raffle. So after we to 3, there'll be another raffle. So if you win the first set of raffle, if you happen to win something, keep your ticket. I mean, show us your ticket, but keep your ticket. There's another set of raffle. Okay. Everybody has a ticket. All right.
I want to wait, make sure you guys want to check on the card.
Yeah, they might need it. Right. I'll win it.
What, me?
Oh, but this is a game day.
Yeah.
Oh, this game day? Is that what it is?
I've never seen them come down here and get a ticket for game day.
Yeah, meter shouldn't kick in till 10 o'clock. But,
Oh, really?
yeah. But maybe on game day it's a whole nother game. And it's a 12 o'clock game too.
Does everybody have a ticket?
Next year, I'm going back to Detroit, back to Michigan, where I belong.
Okay.
First ticket.
First ticket, last 3 digits, 684.
God, Joe.
This guy named Roger, who does this ticket, is that okay?
Don't back to the thing, call another number.
We are going to call another number.
Very good. How you doing?
Yeah, he put everything.
Excellent, thank you.
$50, 701. 701. She's not. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's on her sheet. Isha Jalal. Isha Jalal. $75. 690.
Why you win sometimes?
Homer?